Hi everybody, Michelle Gilmartin here with another Technique Tuesday video highlighting some of the new features in the Upgrade 3 available for the Solaris or the Luminaire, or you may have purchased a Solaris Vision or a Luminaire 3. So this is one of the ones that I was kind of excited about because it brings in the software. So oftentimes we wondered, it's like, how can we bring other designs or stuff into IQ Designer or My Design Center? Well, this upgrade gave us the ability to create our own personal fills and personal motif stitches, or to use some of the ones that are built in the software, either as is or to modify them in some way and be able to sew them out on the Luminaire or the Solaris in Design Center. So let's see how that happens. First of all, from my option menu, I'm going to select Programmable Stitch Creator. Now, Programmable Stitch Creator has been around for a while. It's not a new part of the program, but it does give us some options that we didn't have before now, based on Upgrade 3. So from my little tab at the top, my File tab, I'm going to drop down and I'm going to select New Motif Pattern. So when I click New Motif Pattern, I can go to the View tab and I can open a folder. And now these folders, these are the motifs that are built into the software. So let's look at some of these. There's a little leaf. These are the ones that are built in software. So this is going to be for line properties. And I know there's one in here that's the cutest little sewing machine. So let's see if I can find it. There we go, Motif 20. So I'm going to say open. All right, so there's the little sewing machine. Here's the properties window. This is just a snippet, again, not a class. And here's all of the points. So if I wanted to change anything about it, I could add points, I could delete points, but I don't want to change anything. I just want to use it as a line fill in Design Center. So I have a USB connected to my computer here. And I am going to go ahead and save this to that USB. And so it's going to want to go back, to the default of where it came from, which was the design. But I'm going to go ahead and save it as Motif 20 on my USB. I'm going to go ahead and select another. I'm going to select New Decorative Fill Pattern. And from the New Decorative Fill Pattern, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to open another fill. So now you see DF. Before you saw Motif, now you see DF. So I literally can select from any of the designs that are built in there. And you'll see that one, you'll say, well, I don't recognize that one. That's one that I created off of something else. So I'm just going to pick one of the regular files that are built into the software that may not be built into my Design Center. I don't think I have the flowers, so I'm going to go ahead and open that one. And I don't know if I have that or not. I may or I may not, but I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to save it to my USB. So now that I have this one pulled up, I can do the same thing. I can go ahead and save this as, and I'm just going to go ahead and save it to my, I guess looks like I already did before I paused. All right, so what else can I do? So I also have the option of creating my own. So I'm going to go ahead and say New Design Fill Pattern. And I can select from the Home tab what size I want the View tab rather, what size I want the squares. So if I go all the way to the left, I get a blank screen. I go all the way to the right, I get, about 1/4 inch boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and use the draw tool and just quickly make a very fast little design. So I'm just going to go from here to here to here. And from here to here, and here to here, and here to here. And you can see over here on my right in the preview window, as I'm building it, it's showing up. All right, so then maybe I'm just going to do this and this. All right, so now maybe I want to select that, and I want to copy, duplicate, flip vertically, move it over into the next section. Oh, let's flip it horizontally. There we go. And then if I want more, I can grab them both and duplicate and flip horizontal and put that in that there. All right, so that can be a start of something. And then if I want to just grab the whole thing and duplicate, well, let me undo one since I lost my little blue tag there. While it's blue, it's easy to grab it and move it. I'm looking for the little crosshairs, and then I can move that over. And it stays together kind of as a group. And then I can do the same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate and mouse over it till I get the crosshairs and pull that down here. All right, so now I've got my own pattern that I actually created. And I'm going to save that one too. File, save as. And I can save it in the software as well. So I'm just going to do fill play 1, and save it. And I might go ahead and save it in the software as well. And then let's see what that looks like when I take it over to the Luminaire or the Solaris, since they're both exactly the same. All right, here we are at the Solaris. And the following steps that you see here would be exactly the same on the Luminaire. And I don't know if you noticed, but I actually did the designs in P design. So again, it doesn't matter. You can do it in either P design or palette, whichever you have. So now I've put the USB into the machine. Let's see how I pull those little designs that I did out. First of all, let me make some kind of we'll go with a rectangle, I guess. And I want to use both. I want to use both the motif stitch that I saved as well as the fill that I saved from the software and the fill that I created. So I'm going to start by selecting the line properties. And you may have noticed that when you select the line properties, you now have a little button that says custom. When I touch the custom button, oh, looky there. There's that little sewing machine, mainly because I did it before. But to retrieve it, I would go to the USB pocket and you'll see that it's right there. So I can go ahead and select that as one of my selections. I can select a color for it. I can select OK, and then let's make the outline that purple and have it be a sewing machine. And then from the fill properties, again, I'm going to go into my built-in fills, and you'll see I have another one. Oh, look it, I've already been playing, but I'm going to bring in the new ones. So here was one of them. I couldn't remember. I think this one is built in, and it's going to live there. And then I can actually bring in this one too that you watched me build, and we'll go with this one. I'll say okay, and then I will go ahead and fill the bucket with that. So once you've created your own custom fill, it behaves exactly the same as it would behave if it was one of the ones that's built into the Luminaire or the Solaris. So I'm going to go ahead and make this smaller. And then I'll see, do we need to do anything with our sewing machines? I think our sewing machines look pretty good, but let's see if we make them a little bigger, what they look like. Yeah, they're pretty cute. And then let's see what happens if so right now it doesn't look like it, but they're actually posting to the inside line. I can see it only because I can see the other stitching around it. Let's see what happens if we do it the other way. Oh, the sewing machines are upside down, so we don't like it that way. And there we go. I have my little design that has my sewing machines around it, as well as the fill that I created. So let's try it. So here's one that I did last week that I just went ahead and stitched out. And here's a blanket stitch that I created. And then a fill that I created that was really similar to the one I did now, but just a little different. And again, the fills that you create are going to live in IQ Designer. If I go to custom, here's the one I just did. So let's go ahead and let's bring us maybe a triangle up, and let's fill that with that. Cool. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this little snippet. I think that this is one of the most exciting and fun things that part of the Upgrade 3. Actually, the whole thing of Upgrade 3 is amazing, but this is certainly a lot of fun. And I am not responsible for how many hours you spend in PE design or palette down the rabbit hole trying to create your own fills. Have fun.